Welcome to Pasadena Monthly. I'm your host, Justin Chapman. After taking a look at what's been going on in Pasadena this past month, we'll speak with our guest, Jasiri Jenkins-Glenn, Director of Community Engagement here at Pasadena Media. But first, a quick note that Pasadena Media, which produces this show, just won 4 video awards from the Alliance for Community Media West this month. One of those awards was for this show in the talk show category of the WAVE Awards, which recognizes excellence in local cable programming. Congratulations and thank you to everyone at Pasadena Media for helping me make this an award-winning show each month. I'm proud to be part of this team. We'll learn more about that from Jasiri later in the program. But let's turn next to our lightning round of news updates. 1. It is election season again here in Pasadena. The nominating period for the June 2nd election is now open through March 6th. Council Districts 3, 5, and 7 are up this year. The incumbents in all 3 districts, Councilmember Justin Jones, Vice Mayor Jess Rivas, and Councilmember Jason Lyon, respectively, have each pulled nomination papers, as have one challenger in each of the districts as of this past Tuesday, including Alexandra Anala in District 3, Christine Rodriguez in District 5, and Chad Pratt in District 7. In related news, the City Council approved updates to the city's voluntary 1985 Fair Campaign Practices Agreement, updating a pledge that commits candidates to truthful and ethical campaigning. 2. UCLA confirmed that its football team will play the 2026 season at the Rose Bowl, but did not address its long-term plans. The announcement came a couple weeks after LA Superior Court Judge Joseph Lipner denied UCLA's motion to compel arbitration in the breach of contract lawsuit filed by the City of Pasadena and the Rose Bowl Operating Company, seeking to prevent UCLA from moving to SoFi Stadium, which would break its 2044 lease with the Rose Bowl. This means the suit will likely head to trial. In other Rose Bowl football news, the Rose Bowl game will continue to be a college football playoff quarterfinals game held on January 1st in 2027 and 2028. And LA28 confirmed that the Rose Bowl will host the gold medal semifinals and finals for both the men's and women's Olympic soccer tournaments at the 2028 Los Angeles Games. News that was originally broken right here on Pasadena Monthly a couple of years ago. Men's gold will be held on July 28th, 2028, and women's gold will be held on July 29th. That will mean the Rose Bowl will be one of only 2 venues in the world, the other being the LA Memorial Coliseum, to host events at 3 Olympic Games in 1932, 1984, and 2028. 3. The Pasadena Unified School District's Board of Education laid out 4 desirable outcomes for a consolidation advisory committee that could recommend school closures in an effort to address a nearly $30 million budget shortfall. The outcomes include fiscal responsibility, continuity of student achievement, a comprehensive review of programs and services, and meaningful community engagement throughout the process. The committee held its first of 7 scheduled meetings this past week. Last month, the board approved a contract with Total School Solutions to move forward with a study of closures and consolidation. The board is scheduled to vote on consolidation recommendations, if any, on June 25th, with closures taking effect in the 2027 to 28 school year. 4. City Council voted to reschedule an appeals hearing request to next week regarding Caltech's new 4-story, 93,000 square foot research and development building on Green Street near the intersection with Holliston Avenue. The site is currently a parking lot that's next door to St. Philip the Apostle Church and School. The Design Commission had unanimously approved the concept design review for the project last month, but many parishioners of the church and parents, students, and staff of the school are opposed to the project because of its proximity to the school's playground, as well as their safety and environmental concerns. A group called Building a Better Pasadena started a petition against the project. 5. City Council voted earlier this month to reverse its November decision regarding a safe parking program for people experiencing homelessness at the All Saints Church parking lot, and now will reconsider the program. When the council voted in November, Councilmember Madison was absent, and the council did not have the 5 necessary votes to approve an exemption from the California Environmental Quality Act, meaning a vote on the actual appeal of the Board of Zoning Appeals decision to approve the permit did not move forward. Councilmember Madison then requested a full council revote, and the matter will now be considered on the program's merits on March 9th. The council's new Housing, Homelessness, and Planning Committee is also scheduled to review and examine existing authorized locations and a discussion of possible alternatives for safe parking. 6. City Council unanimously approved a resolution to develop new protections against federal immigration enforcement activity on city property, establish formal police protocols for interacting with ICE agents, and require contractors to disclose agreements with the Department of Homeland Security. It also directs city staff to be in communication with legal observers and monitors. Pasadena Police Chief Harris also said he and the department would report on the use of data collected by flock cameras, which are automated license plate reader cameras. Also, the city attorney and prosecutor's office declined to file criminal charges against Jose Madera, director of the Pasadena Job Center. Madera was arrested by Pasadena police last month during a traffic stop while he was monitoring ICE activity. 7. The California State Attorney General's Office announced a civil rights investigation into the response to the January 2025 Eaton fire to determine whether race, age, or disability discrimination contributed to delays in emergency notifications and evacuations in West Altadena. Attorney General Rob Bonta said, quote, "The investigation we've launched is driven by one overarching question. Did the Los Angeles County Fire Department's delay in notifying and evacuating the historically black West Altadena community during the Eaton fire violate state anti-discrimination and disability rights laws? Meaning, did unlawful race, disability, or age-based discrimination in the emergency response result in a delayed evacuation notification that disproportionately impacted West Altadena residents?" End quote. 8. The California Apartment Association, a landlord advocacy group, filed a brief with the California State Supreme Court asking them to uphold a December appellate ruling that struck down Pasadena's requirement that landlords pay relocation assistance when tenants move out after rent increases on units exempt from local rent control. The appeals court had ruled that the rent-triggered relocation mandate in Measure H conflicts with state law. Meanwhile, the City of Pasadena, tenant advocacy groups, the City LA, and Santa Monica Rent Control Board asked the Supreme Court to either reverse the ruling or depublish the portion addressing rent-triggered relocation assistance, which would prevent other courts from citing the ruling as precedent. The state Supreme Court has not yet announced if or when it would take up the case. 9. Council will hold a public hearing on March 2nd regarding proposed electric rate increases. The rates would increase in 3 phases: in March, October, and March next year. And each phase would see an average 7% increase for residential, commercial, and municipal customers. The increases are expected to generate about $84 million and would be used to offset rising operating expenses, infrastructure needs such as grid upgrades, and the city's long-term clean energy goals. And 10. Council members were reluctant to endorse LA County's proposed half-cent sales tax measure, which will be on the June ballot, and would raise Pasadena's sales tax rate from 10.5% to 11%. Council directed staff to study the implications and report back on April 13th. Jasiri is Pasadena Media's Director of Community Engagement. She is the first person to serve in that role, which aims to foster partnerships and enhance public programs for the local public access channel and studio. She has held management and operational positions at institutions such as the San Francisco and Palm Springs International Film Festivals, the Golden State Warriors, and Facebook. She has served on the Santa Cruz Volunteer Advisory Board and created content for Santa Cruz County Community Television. So, Jasiri, I used to like to say that Pasadena Media was Pasadena's best kept secret.
Yes.
But I think that's changing now, and part of that is due to your efforts as the Director of Community Engagement. What is a Director of Community Engagement?
Yeah, so we engage the community. My predecessor was the head of community development. And so when I came in, the administrative team, the executive team made it clear that what we wanted to do was to build programming that would actually engage the community, get them interested in coming here, taking our classes not only on an individual level, but even on a corporate level. And so that is really what we do. My small but mighty team and we focus on our training programs. We focus on how is it that we can engage individuals, groups, nonprofits in our community and really be a valuable resource to them. Not just offering, what we've been doing all the time, but also acquiescing that to what the people need so that they can grow in their creative journey.
And let's take a bigger look. What does Pasadena Media do?
Yeah, so our main thing is that we distribute four public access channels. We have our community access, which is the Arroyo channel, which most people are watching right now. We have our government access channel, which is KPAS. We have our two education access channels, which are PCC TV connected with Pasadena City College. And we have KLearn that runs or is Pasadena Unified School District. And so we put the content out for those four channels. But our main thing is that we offer free training to our community members, again, individually and collectively, so that they can utilize our resources, our equipment, our facilities, and they can either create their own shows or we can have them support community producers that create shows here with us.
And so anyone from the community can come and take TV studio classes, learn how to work a camera or be a technical director, or eventually become a producer and create their own TV show.
That's right. Yeah. They learn everything that they need to learn from pre-production all the way to post-production. And all of our classes are free of charge. That's something that we very much value to offer to the community. And then they come in and they don't have this pressure to do anything in particular, but really it is about learning and seeing what you like to do. And then they grow from there.
And they can get certified in these different tracks.
Yes, they would get certified, and then from that certification point, they decide whether they want to create, they want to jump behind a camera, they want to technical direct, or both. They can do all of it if they want to.
And not just a TV studio, but also they could do a podcast as well.
Yes, yeah. And speaking of our podcast studio, we recently did a refresh. We were a grant recipient of $10,000 from the Wilhelm Family Foundation. And we were able to not only refresh our podcast studio to be a more flex studio, 3-camera setup, isolated shot, really, really nice environment. But we were also able to refresh our reception area, which doubles as a classroom. So it's been really nice to have that support.
And an editing bay too. People can come in and edit shows here in the
That's
studio.
right. Yes.
What does what role do cable access channels like Pasadena Media? What role do they play in the community?
Yeah, so we're really that opportunity for the community to have an independent media outlet. Independent media outlets are unheard of for the most part, especially today. And when we think about corporate media and what's tied to that as far as advertisement and commercials, we really stand out as the option for non-commercial services. So if you have a thought, you have an idea, you can bring it to our station and pitch it and get it on TV and get your ideas out there.
How can people watch? Where can they find Pasadena Media?
Yeah, so for our Pasadena Altadena residents, we are on Charter Spectrum cable channels 3 for KPAS, 32 for the Arroyo channel, 95 for KLearn, and 96 for PCC TV. Most people are streaming these days, so we are available. We have a Pasadena Media channel on all Roku devices, Amazon Fire Stick devices, or Apple TV devices. And then folks can watch on our website, pasadenamedia.org, where we are actually going to launch a new website coming up next month.
Wow.
And folks will be able to watch all of our channels there.
Right.
Yeah.
And YouTube as well.
Oh,
Of
absolutely.
course.
Yes. But with YouTube, it is going to be on-demand watching. It's not going to be our regularly scheduled programming. So for regularly scheduled programming, they'll want to go to some of the previously mentioned options, but definitely YouTube is available for on-demand videos.
Great. And well, full disclosure, you're supervising producer on this show
Yes.
that people are watching right now. And this month, this show, along with several others that air on Pasadena Media's channels, won a WAVE Award, a video award from the Alliance for Community Media, which awards excellence in cable television programming.
Yes.
And shows from this, out in the hallway here, there's just a huge line of awards from over the years.
Yeah.
Shows from this studio consistently produce award-winning programming. What is it about this studio and this organization that keeps producing this quality content?
Yeah, I think you use the word quality. We value quality over quantity, and I think that the team here just does a really great job at taking pride in being excellent in what they are doing. And what that makes for is a team of excellent contributors, creating something very powerful. And the administrative team has done just a great job at finding great talent, and everyone just does a great job, and they care,
Yeah.
whatever it is that we're focused on, whether it be accessibility focuses, whether it be city focuses, specific city department focuses, people that are working here actually care about the content. And to the point of our awards, some of our producers, such as yourself, get to also submit their content.
Yeah.
And I think that's the same. We see that those folks also win because they care about what it is that they're producing. And that is another valuable thing about community access, because we're able to put our heart into what we're creating, not thinking about making a buck
Mhm.
to do it.
I mean, it's such a unique community, and it has so many unique voices in
Yeah.
it, and that shows too.
Yes.
And does Pasadena Media and other local cable access channels,
Mm.
um, do they deserve more audience, more eyeballs, and more resources?
Yes. Simple answer is yes, absolutely. Because, I think we're not the best kept secret anymore, to your point,
Mhm.
which is great, but we definitely need those eyes. We definitely need those voices to say how much these types of resources matter. And then we have a really great relationship with the city of Pasadena, and we have certain, state funded grants that help us to keep running. But there's so many organizations throughout the country who don't have that kind of support. And so public access definitely needs stronger support.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And how can the community support Pasadena Media?
Oh, well, there's plenty of ways. I'd say watch us, come down for our classes. Classes are free. Come take these classes and engage our community. Get involved with some of our community productions. Also, with the launch of our new website, we're going to have a support page where folks can give either one time gifts or a routine monthly
Mhm.
gift. There's swag that can be purchased that the proceeds will go to the work that we're doing. And then we're also going to set up a page where folks can give to particular programs that they want to support, whether it be our youth programs or otherwise. So I'd say the biggest thing is watch, come down and create with us,
Mhm.
and tell people about us, share the word.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Well, Sherry, thank you so much. It's such a pleasure to work with you. Keep up the good
same.
work, and
Thank you.
I'm so proud to be a part of this team. So thank
Yes,
you.
so glad to have you. Thank you.
All right, take care. Before we go, here's this month in Pasadena history. It was this month in 1932 when the Pasadena Civic Auditorium was completed. The building was dedicated to the citizens of Pasadena on February 15th, 1932. It was designed by architects Edwin Bergstrom, Cyril Bennett, and Fitch Haskell, and construction began in 1931 in the heart of the Great Depression. The 2,997-seat venue has hosted events and productions like the NAACP Image Awards, America's Got Talent, the Distinguished Speaker Series, Primetime Emmy Awards, and countless other concerts and events, including the show where Michael Jackson debuted the moonwalk in 1983. Thank you for joining me for this episode of Pasadena Monthly. Tune in every fourth Friday of the month at 5 p.m. Learn more at pasadenamedia.org and justindouglaschapman.com. We'll see you next time.